Hey buddies, what is up? And guess what? I have obtained some good news. Today I had some good video blogs, and that is truly awesome. The European Commission has granted approval to an approach where the interest earned from Russian assets, in other words, the income generated from them, will be directed towards the provision of weapons for Ukraine as a means of support in their ongoing conflict. So it will go towards arming Ukraine in its fight against Russia, and that's the right way to do it. It's Russia that should foot the bill for this war. We need to take the money specifically from her assets, including to stop Russia. And that's great news, but it caused a freakout among Russian propagandists. It's not surprising, especially for Soloviev, who is worried about his villa on Lake Como, which is not yet open. Time to transform her into tanks that will wreak havoc. Can you imagine the fun and enjoyment it'll be? Especially with nightingale droppings. Now let me break it down. Like, share, comment, subscribe from you. Click the bell so you don't miss anything. Let's get started. And the ZPRL also reported that, in general, a compromise has been reached, and an approach to the fact that Russian assets, and you know that about 300 billion euros of Russian assets are frozen in the territory of the European Union. There's still a fight going on there, legal procedures and hesitations. Got to admit, there's a lot to it. About how to seize assets, confiscate them, and transfer to Ukraine. How do you do this without violating international law and without collapsing the financial system and trust in the euro as a reserve currency, and so on and so forth? However, there is one thing that everyone agrees on. These funds are not just sitting there, they are also generating profits of approximately 3 billion euros per year. And these here funds, well, you can and should seize them up and hand them over right away, without waiting for anything, in order to provide support for Ukraine. And what Ukraine needs the most today, right, is weapons. Accordingly, this should become one of the ways to finance the European Peace Fund, through which the best way to achieve peace in Europe today is to arm Ukraine so that it can give Russia a run for its money. That is precisely what they are intending to do. Pay attention to Giuseppe Barea.
An entirely different can of worms, you know. It's all about the legal matters and the money that comes with stopping the flow of cash from those assets in certain unpredictable and sometimes downright bizarre situations. I cannot say that. I cannot say that anyone was opposed to it, but they desired to put forth a particular proposition in order to thoroughly examine the legal foundation. I comprehend that we reside within a governmental stage. We are unable to make arbitrary decisions, and the decisions we make must be supported by international law or be in accordance with international law and aligned with its provisions. So the member states want to take a good look at the text that's going to be presented to them in a couple of days.
This resulted in a complete freakout and a significant amount of screaming. Peskov states that it is a kidnapping. Zakharova asserts that it is a robbery. Robbery taking place in broad daylight during the daytime hours. Assist, rescue me, they are stealing and murdering, and the most brilliant nightingale's demise. That just completely tears it into pieces. So he is saying, like, did they declare war or something? This is equivalent, so get ready, oh boy, you are in for it. And there is this guy of ours, from Odessa guy. We also have those Markovs, they are part of our group. So there is Merlo standing there, and he is just nodding along to him. Yeah, basically, as you can see, Solovian's litter is burning up like crazy, completely engulfed in flames.
Just like that idiot Borrell, who says, we were like having a meeting, and we did not come to a unanimous opinion, but we have a consensus among the participants in the meeting. Hey, buddy, you know what? In Latin, consensus is actually defined as a unanimous and universally accepted decision. Pretty cool, huh? And they made the decision that they want to steal our money. But essentially, I completely comprehend that Borrell is an individual with no intelligence. Just like Schultz and Ursula von der Leyen, Macron, and all that jazz. But you got to understand, if you seriously think that you, without being a party to the conflict, can snatch Russian money, whether it's the actual money or the interest, then you're basically declaring war on the Russian Federation. So legally speaking, what does it mean that you confiscated it? On what grounds? Well, if you have made the decision to engage in a conflict with us, then you better comprehend the potential consequences that will ensue. We are currently in the process of confiscating in my opinion, this is my personal approach, we need to confiscate all the property that belongs to both this state and the companies whose founders are citizens of these states without any exceptions or leniency.
Here it is, listen to its continuation, where he says NATO planes should be shot down. Just like that. Take all assets, take everything, shoot down NATO planes. Listen.
Well, if you desire to engage in war with us, you must comprehend that we view all of your targets as legitimate military targets. So if now, let's say, a NATO plane is sticking out, and as we clearly understand, they are targeting objects on the territory of Crimea, then we stop pretending that it's just a trifle and simply destroy it. Why do they give him a hard time?
Hey guys, just a reminder, there's that villa on Lake Como in Solovinom Pomiot. Actually, there was a villa on Lake Como. I did a story about her. He really loved to relax there. Let me tell you, the place is truly heavenly, fantastic. That's all. Never gonna be in Solovinom Pomiote. The villa is frozen, and it looks like it's gonna go in favor of Ukraine, one way or another. And this is what tears the Nightingale's droppings to pieces. Nightingale droppings, don't worry. You'll still be around when you're convicted. You can glue some boxes in prison, and the money from these boxes will also go to Ukraine. Finally, at least in your life, you'll do something useful maybe. So, folks, here's the deal. And let me tell you, these are really good news, and I mean really important stuff. Certainly, this is also a crucial step towards being able to discuss Russian assets and their confiscation in support of Ukraine's cause. In Odessa, they take it easy strolling along the Rybasovskaya. Let's start with the percentage income for now. We stay united.